Hey guys, it's Luke83 here, and I'm here today just to go over the new features in mapview2. I made a video of mapview1 many years ago. The basics of using it are still the same, it's just the new mapview2 has a few new features. So let's get started and have a look. Here we go. So mapview2 is being upgraded from the old code base by Kev L. He's on the Openxcom forums, and there is actually a section there under tools for help for this file, for this program. So if you need any help, jump on there and ask him a question. Ask me a question too. I used it a lot, but here we go. So this is the basics of MapView. Most people will have at least looked in here once before. So MapView has a couple of different windows. Most of you guys would know. This is the tile view. One of the new features is it actually tells you what tile you're on. So if I click on this guy, this is 103, tile number 103. The reason this is important is there is a limit on the amount of tiles you can actually generate on a map. Now there is some workarounds, but I'm not going to go into, but that limit is 256 tiles. If you try to add more than that while you're modding on an older version of MapView, it'll let you go. You'll be sitting there, you'll be adding all your features in, you'll think, yep, I'm happy with my work, you'll hit save, and you'll go to sleep that night thinking you've done a job well. The next day you're going to get up, you're going to jump back into MapView, and it is going to be mixed up. So to prevent this, MapView 2 actually has a tile count there, and I'm pretty sure it'll tell you if you try to add more than 256 tiles. If it's not doing it on your version, make sure you update to the newest one. Another cool feature of MapView 2 is when you're trying to copy, let me just open this other window up. There it is there. When you're trying to copy features from one map file to another, I'll do it with this guy. Say I want to take this and I want to modify this UFO and make my base level. Let's pretend we're actually going to do it. So let's change this guy to 3 levels tall. That's by using Control Z in case you don't know. I'm going to take this roof. I'm going to move it up a level. I'm going to go down. I'm going to grab this layer here. I'm going to move him up a level. I'm going to go here. I'm going to save it, which I'm going to regret later, but hey, let's just do it. And I'm going to grab the base level from this guy, thinking, yep, I'm going to make a new UFO by chucking that in here, and it's going to look awesome. Paste. Whoa, I got an error. The list of terrains that were copied are too different from the terrain in your current loaded map. Copied. So from this UFO underscore 130, it is made up of these 4 MCD sets. The one I'm pasting into is made up of these 3 sets. So we have a match there, we have a match there. Oh, we don't have a match in this last one because this one has dissection 2 in it. So the old map view would have let you do this. It would have been like, yeah, sure, go nuts. And you would come back later and it'll all be mixed up. This one gives you a warning, and I'm pretty sure it won't let me do anything with it now. It just says, nope, can't do it, sorry. So then I've got to go change my plan and say, hopefully this guy can be copied to this one. Go in here and just go, bam. These MCDs are the same, therefore I can do what I want. No error. But if I try to get back to this guy, let's grab this guy, see if he can do it. If it's the same, it'll let me. If it's got different MCDs used, it won't. Oh, once again, get a warning. Yeah, U-bits is last. U operation 2 is used on the other UFO, and this one doesn't have it, so it won't let me do it. If you really want it to work, you got to go into the VNC code for this map set, add in the other file, and then come back in, and it'll let you copy and paste as long as they match. So while we're here, the other thing we're gonna look at too, I'm just gonna Control Z again to make this a bit bigger since I've already ruined this UFO. There's my new map. As you can see, you got these black lines, and these black lines are every 10 grids. They're on this version too, every 10. This is for sanity. When you are copying a map set, a map block, I should say, from one map to another, getting the placement exactly right, especially on the bigger maps, is a bit of a trial and error, and there's no undo, and it's just painful, extremely painful. Now these black lines are in, it's a lot easier to go, hey, I want this guy. And I want another one of him starting here, so I can see that's the start of my other grid, and another one here, and another one here, you know, and there's basically no counting. In the old days, I would have to go, okay, He's around here somewhere. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, blah, 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 to 20. And hope I didn't miscount one. So having those having those black lines makes things a hell of a lot easier. The other cool thing they've added is whatever I select now, it tells me here that is a 9 by 9. So when it's just on one, it's on 1 by 1. If it's on more than one, it gets bigger. Now, this is great for when you're modifying the maps. Just remember though, when you get a go to put something into your OpenXCom game, in mapview, counting starts at 1. In OpenXCom, it starts at 0. So just be aware of that. When you're trying to place your objects, it always gets me. I'm always off by 1. They're going, what the hell have I done wrong this time? And it's always the stupidest thing possible. I did it every time. So that's another cool feature they're added is this thing. Other features. Let me just show you this. I'm going to zoom in a bit. They've added this visibility layer. So every tile, in case you don't know, is made up of one of 4 different locations. So for example, this block here has a floor item. It's got a sprite in there for the floor, and it's got the content for the UFO. This guy here is a door. He's in the west, and this other door here is in the north. So every item has its place as you go into here. If your MCD is set up correctly, when I click on floor, it'll show me only floor items. If I click on west, it'll show me only west items. If I click on north, it'll show me only north items. And if I click on content, it'll show me content. All that works great as long as whoever made the MCD set hasn't left something mixed up. I'm a little bit dodgy there. Occasionally I'll go, oh, I'll fix that later and forget. But you know, as long as it's all set right, it'll work here. And that means when you come in here, you can go, hey, I want to make sure my floor tiles are right. Turn the contents off for a second. So now I'm looking without the contents. I want to see without the north. Yeah, cool. That's how I can see there. Get rid of the west walls too. Now I can see the floor tiles. Now I can still click on here and see this UFO. Yep, that still has that tile there, but there's nothing on the floor. Now if I was making this UFO, I would have put one of these guys down. This guy here. So it looks right, but if you do that in the game, it actually comes in a big black line on this half of the sprite that hasn't got the tool. It doesn't have the graphic sprite on it. You see how only half it's tiled. So if you bring that in a game like that, this half will be black because there's nothing underneath the ground. So if you were going to do it this way, and you can see the original games don't, you put it there in the west, and that way it'll. Oh, let me just get rid of that guy. Let me put west back on. It'll show on map. It'll look correct here. If someone blows that wall out, you'll see it actually does have a floor item there. So that's my little workaround that I do. You'll see the original games doesn't do it, so each their own. We just turn them back on. So that's those features. Also, when you jump into the route view, so in case you don't know, the top view is how you place all your sprites on the map. Basically, you're laying out what the ship should look like. The route view is used to place the nodes around the map, which allow the aliens to walk around. Basically, without these, they just stand there like stooges until your guys come close, and then they'll react. And also, it's how you spawn the tiles. They spawn the aliens. So I'm just gonna get off this map for now because it's just too big because some idiot kept playing with it. So jump onto this guy. We can see on ground level we have these nodes all the way around. We can add more by literally just starting on one. I'm going to click this two-way link on. This is a feature just saves you time. It allows you to place new nodes. So I'm getting that message because this guy was full, and I just told it, hey, start linking up to this one. How rude of me. Basically, yeah, you can make your own paths around. And if any aliens on this track, it'll just follow this path. Now, if I wanted to link to other things, I've got to hover over and go, he's number 2. Click on this guy and say, hey, link to number 2. There we go. So now, if an alien gets to this point, he has to either go back the way he came or to number 2. Now, number 2 currently doesn't go to this one at all. I'd have to get rid of one of these and say, instead of going to 3, go to, what number was he? Number 52. And that would force the aliens to walk around this way instead. Or off to the other maps. As you can see, it links up to the other maps in the north and the west. The other thing on here you should look at is the spawning side of it. Now, this unit type is basically just to say, hey, I want to spawn a unit on here. I want him to be a navigator in this case. He's got a very low chance of spawning. Hey, now crank him up because I really want a navigator there. That's all standard features. What is cool on here though is you can literally just drag these nodes where you want. Can't remember if mapview2 did that. That's pretty cool. The other thing too is if you are dragging between levels, you just hold it with your left mouse button, use your scroll wheel, and you can drag him up to the other level. Now this is useful when you're trying to take a shortcut. I usually do it where it might be a 2-level UFO and I'm forcing all the nodes back to level 1. Instead of deleting them and relinking everything, I can just click on them and drag them back to level 1, and then I can move them to where I want. So it does come in very handy. Also, in the very near future, it's not quite on this version, there will be an option so you can analyze the nodes on this UFO map set, or map block I should say, and it'll tell you, yes, on your map you are spawning 10 civilians, 20 soldiers, 30 medics, etc., etc. So you can say, oh, hold on, I missed all the engineers, so I better put some engineer nodes around. So that'll be a cool feature. Not quite out yet, but it's coming very soon. Here is the data behind it now is using the same format as Openxcom. It is using the YAML code. So I'm just going to go to the map tileset.yaml. Open this guy up with my VS Visual Studio's code, which is what everybody should be using if they're on Windows computers to modify Openxcom code. Very readable, very helpful. You'll see now, compared to mapview2, this is actually the same sort of format as the Openxcom code is. Thank you for the update. I'm not going to read that. So this is that file we just clicked on, map tileset. This is where you define the maps you want in the map view. So, for example, these are the UFOs from the original game. So this is UFOs 1 code block there, from there to there. It's using, this is the name of the file, so the map file and the route file should be called that. The terrains this map data is using is this one, and this one. It's part of the UFO category, and it's grouped within UFO ships. So just so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. So here we go. UFO ships. UFO ships, so there's your group right there. If I expand that out, there's your category UFO. Go into there. And there is my UFO name. And if I come down here, how do I force this to show you? I'll do it this way just so you can see. Okay, try to paste it there. So, this UFO 001 is made up of these three MCD sets, which is the same as in here. 1, 2, 3. So that's what that map's made of. So, see, it's very readable compared to the old stuff. Yeah, if you haven't made the switch from mapview2 to mapview2, please do it now. The only reason I wouldn't change is if you've been modding for, I don't know, as long as me and got 10,000 versions of the old files in the old map view. Rewriting this to the new version, it's going to take a little bit of time, but hey, if you're a new modder, straight up use mapview2. Alright, that's enough for me tonight. I'm sure you'll have questions, so you can either email me on the Openxcom forums, or you can come to the IDT website. This is where a group of us modders have come together to help each other out. There is a link on the Openxcom forums. If you come into link section, you'll see us right there in the middle. There's our Discord link. There's the pretty button version. Come and join us. Ask me a question. That's it for me, Luke83, saying talk to you next time.